Hey guys, David here. Welcome to Digital Outlook, where you're going to find the best community in all of crypto. In today's video, Ripple is given another path to victory. So guys, without further ado, why don't we get to it? So guys, with everything that has been going on in this marketplace, it is absolutely amazing what just happened with the Voyager case and what the judge said in that case and how it actually is providing Ripple with another amazing pathway to victory. You have got to listen to this. So here we are. Here's the actual article right here. Voyager judge provides Ripple another victory argument in the battle versus the SEC. And just listen to what happened down here. While the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's case against Ripple Labs continues to await a ruling by the judge, which is Annalisa Torres, in charge of the Southern District Court of New York, the fintech company may have received a winning argument from the judge in the Voyager case. Bankrupt crypto lender Voyager Digital recently received approval from bankruptcy judge Michael Wiles through a ruling to sell its assets and transfer its customers to Binance US, even though the Department of Justice vetoed the decision. In the ruling, Wiles addressed the ambiguous legal situation for the crypto industry and with strong words. Paul Grewal, chief legal officer at Coinbase, recommended via Twitter that everyone should read the ruling, pointing in particular to a striking passage which states, regulators themselves cannot seem to agree as to whether cryptocurrencies are commodities that may be subject to regulation by the CFTC or whether they are securities subject to securities laws, or neither, or even on what criteria should be applied in making the decision. This uncertainty has persisted despite the fact that cryptocurrency exchanges have been around for a number of years. Guys, this is absolutely amazing. And how our legal system works is with legal precedent based on decisions that judges make. So this is massive. Now, according to Jeremy Hogan, a popular attorney in the XRP community, and boy, I'll tell you what, Jeremy did a fantastic job in helping to decipher all these legal decisions and arguments that were going on, and I just really appreciate everything he did there. This wording could be a winning argument based on the fair notice defense for Ripple in its case against the SEC. The fair notice defense stems from the due process clause of the U.S. Constitution and requires that the wording of a criminal statute be clear enough to objectively show what was prohibited. And the fact of the matter is, guys, the SEC has come down and not provided any clarity. You tried to nail them on what is a crypto security. They won't tell you. They don't define it, and they provide absolutely zero roadmap. All they say is, hey, you just come in and talk to us first, and on and on. Guys, it's an absolute dog and pony show, and everybody knows it. And this judge had the cojones to actually call them out for it in a big, big way. And I'll tell you what, we need judges like this to see clearly. Jeremy Hogan opined, look for Ripple to file the Voyager judge's bankruptcy decision in support of its fair notice defense. It's good to see a judge put into words the problem that crypto projects face. Exactly what I was just saying there. Now, listen to this. In recent days and weeks, the U.S. government's Operation Choke Point, get this, against the crypto industry has become increasingly apparent, and the pressure is likely to continue to grow. As XRP community attorney John E. Deaton explained, the SEC plans to expand its enforcement actions to over 100 different actions. The attorney also referenced a recent tweet from Fox Business reporter Eleanor Terrett, who reported that Gary Gensler is increasing the crypto enforcement staff, even though he had already doubled the staff responsible for crypto a year ago. Now, because of this, the attorney representing the XRP community in the case against Ripple is launching an initiative to pool industry resources against the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. And this is what Deaton said. He said, I'm attempting to assemble a group of companies/people who the SEC claims violated Section 5 of the Securities Act because they issued, offered, or sold a token the SEC claims satisfies the Howey test, Deaton wrote on Twitter today. According to the attorney, it would have been helpful if the defense teams in Ripple and Library cases had communicated with each other. There is a coordinated anti-crypto effort underway. It is time we coordinate as well, Deaton concluded, and I absolutely agree. Guys, we need to get our voices heard. The reality is you got the SEC out there literally practicing regulation by enforcement, and you got this watered down Congress who will do absolutely nothing about it. And on top of that, you have like senators like Elizabeth Warren literally communicating the questions that she's going to ask Gary Gensler ahead of time and saying, hey, we don't want to ruffle any feathers. We don't want him to feel a little heat in the kitchen there. We want to make sure it's all okay for him. I mean, talk about a betrayal of your oath of office. That woman should be totally humiliated, and both of them should be totally resigning. But of course, we know that's not going to happen. What we're seeing here, guys, is a type of policing and enforcement action that should never, ever be taking place. Listen, the SEC is there to enforce laws that Congress puts in place, not ones that they come up with on their own accord, or like what Bill Hinman did when he went out there and gave Ethereum a free pass, and then when Clayton and Hinman are walking out the door and on the very last day slap a lawsuit against Ripple, as disingenuous as it gets, because if you follow those two guys and where they went to after the fact, hey, they both went to work for law firms that helped Ethereum get that free pass. It's that kind of nonsense that's going on. And I think the courts are going to see this as clear can be. And it's becoming more and more apparent. So guys, I want you to take a look at something else right over here. Just take a listen to this article. Judges will be forced to call the SEC out, says pro XRP lawyer. And guys, just listen to how John Deaton really lays this out. It is something else. A bankruptcy judge has bashed regulators for failing to create clear rules for the nascent market. Now, attorney John E. Deaton has asserted that judges would be forced to draw attention to perceived lack of allegiance to the law, overreach, and inconsistent statements from the United States Securities and Exchange Commission in its crypto enforcement actions. The pro XRP attorney and crypto law founder expressed in a tweet yesterday. It came in response to a Twitter thread from Coinbase's chief legal officer, Paul Grewal, highlighting a recent ruling in the Voyager bankruptcy proceeding. In the ruling, Judge Michael E. Wiles called out the regulators for fueling uncertainty in the nascent market. Judge Wiles bashed regulators for failing to create clear rules for the nascent market and their constant tussle for control, further fueling uncertainty in the market. And listen what the judge actually said. If the current regulatory environment can be characterized as uncertain, the future regulatory environment can only be characterized, in my mind, as virtually unknowable, the judge surmises. Responding to the thread, Deaton asserts that the regulator is losing in court. According to Deaton, the law is not on the SEC side. I mean, guys, come on. The SEC themselves will not even tell anybody what a security actually is. You tried to nail them down if ETH is a security, if Cardano Cardano's, this is they won't actually tell you. What they'll do is they'll say, oh, well, we really don't know, but you come in and you talk to us and then maybe we can work it out. Guys, that is just such a load of hooey. All this is to keep the whole marketplace unsettled, keep it as ambivalent as possible and as ambiguous as possible so that there's absolutely zero clarity, which allows them to do what, guys? Play by whatever rules they want to play with. Have you ever been out there when you're a kid and you're playing ball and the one kid, he just doesn't like how the game is going, he's losing, so he's trying to change the rules, and when everyone else is saying, hey, that isn't how it goes, what does he do? He grabs his bat and his ball and he goes crying off home. Well, that's what the SEC is trying to play. They don't like the way the game is being played. They don't like the way, other people may be winning decisions against them. So what do they want? They want it so that they can make up whatever rules they like, whenever they like, and however they like, and that's just the way it goes. Well, guys, that is not how the law works in the United States of America. You don't get dictators and mini czars like Gary Gensler out there deciding what laws there are going to happen and how they're going to be applied. Regulation by enforcement in and of itself is abuse of the law. Now, listen to this down here. Here he's saying, Deaton is saying, as I said in Crypto Law US live stream, the SEC is losing in court, Deaton tweeted. The truth is the SEC does not have the law on its side. Then when you couple the SEC's overreach along with its inconsistent statements and behavior, judges will be forced to call the SEC out. Guys, it is on like Donkey Kong. This is a major, major deal. And what a feather in Ripple's cap to be able to go in and, with respect to this judgment that we're all waiting to get either this month or within the next couple, it is going to be massive. Now, something else I think you're really going to want to see is this right over here. Now, we have been hearing in the last two articles about Paul Grewal. Well, here's another one. According to Paul Grewal, who is Coinbase's legal officer, he's saying here, even if the judge rules in favor of Ripple, Coinbase will still need to make some assessments before relisting XRP. Well, of course they will, obviously, because what? Guys, they're out there, they have stakeholders, they're traded on the open markets, they have to respond to that. But listen to what he says. Paul Grewal, chief legal officer at Coinbase, recently outlined conditions on which Coinbase will relist XRP. Ripple's native token. Coinbase suspended trading for the asset shortly after the genesis of the Ripple versus SEC case and has kept it suspended ever since, despite calls for it to review the decision. Grewal made his latest remarks on the issue in an interview today with Thinking Crypto, a crypto-focused YouTube podcast channel. And by the way, great channel. Go out and give them a subscribe because I think the guy does a great job interviewing all kinds of people in this space, and it really is an amazing channel. The comments were further highlighted on Twitter by crypto law and legal news media outlet for digital assets founded by attorney John Deaton. Responding to an inquiry from Thinking Crypto host Tony Edward, Grewal revealed that Coinbase might resume XRP trading if the judge makes a ruling in Ripple's favor. Now listen to what else he says here. He says, still the decision will depend on several factors, which includes the judge's legal reasoning for delivering the judgment, the basis for the ruling, and Coinbase's assessment of the situation to know whether the decision will be repealed, affirmed, or by the appeal court. I'm telling you what, guys, Coinbase is going to be under some major, major heat if the judge comes out and gives us the decision what we would expect, that the secondary market of XRP is not a security. Coinbase is going to have a lot of answering to do, especially because, look, they have reneged on their promise to fulfill their members' the Flare token, the Songbird token, on and on. In fact, there's even a class action lawsuit with respect to that. And I'll tell you what, when you see other US platforms like Kraken and all these other ones actually start listing XRP and Coinbase is delaying, I'm telling you, a lot of people might even vacate the platform, and rightly so, because look, guys, they have not treated XRP the same way they had treated other tokens that the SEC said were securities that were Ethereum based. They didn't delist those ones, did they, guys? So I'm telling you what, I think a lot of pressure is going to be on them, and there's going to be a lot of answering that Grewal is going to have to do, because look, listen to what he's saying down here. A lot is going to depend on the particulars of how that court rules. I know that's not going to be terribly satisfying to some, but we do have a responsibility as a public listed company to tread carefully in this area with respect to any token that's subject to federal court litigation. Guys, are you kidding me? Coinbase themselves is going to be subject to federal litigation. Just give it time, watch and see. The reality, guys, is this. XRP in the secondary market based on the library decision, and even when you take a look at this Voyager decision, would not constitute securities. It would not constitute securities secondary sales. And really, there's no reason on earth that Coinbase should not be relisting XRP. And in my mind, I'll tell you what, there's going to be a tremendous amount of pressure on Coinbase once this case is settled and it's determined that those secondary market sales of XRP are not security. In fact, Ripple's probably going to come out of this with a clear win. Now, having said that, guys, we are seeing just one decision after another come out in Ripple's favor. And I'll tell you what, guys, it looks very promising that they are going to get a win in this case. And we're just waiting for that decision either to come this month or within the next couple. And it is going to be a major, major deal. So guys, let's just take a few seconds and talk about our coaching program for those who don't know. One of the best things that you can do for yourself to prepare for this next bull run is to get your plan in place. And what our coaching program is, that is where you and I get to spend some time together one-on-one for 1 hour over Zoom. And during that time, I share with you our journey in that last bull run and what enabled Judy and I to experience some major financial gains. I go over the mistakes we made so that you don't have to fall into the same pitfalls we did. We work together to develop your exit strategy, and we take a look at your portfolio and make sure that it's balanced towards your goals. We can even help you get your assets off an exchange and onto a hardware wallet, along with delivering to you some amazing techniques that will really help you in this space. Now, the cost of that is $250, and if that's something that interests you, you write me right there at coaching@thedigitaloutlook.com and we'll get you all booked in. So guys, I truly hope that you enjoyed today's video, and as always, I want to invite you to join the conversation and drop your comments right down there in the comments section. Open it up to the community and start a discussion. Now, something that I have not mentioned in a while is our Discord server. It is an absolutely fabulous place to get out there and meet with like-minded individuals and share all your thoughts, ideas, suggestions, and opinions with respect to anything in this digital asset space, and it's absolutely free, and the link is right down there in the description of this video. Now, many of you know I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice, but if you found value in it, if you'd hit that like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And of course, don't forget about hitting that notification bell, because as you know, things in this space change just like that, and I'd like to get that information out to you as soon as possible. And on top of that, I don't want you missing out on any of our regularly released videos. Now, if you're one of the thousands of folks who have been watching these videos but you haven't yet subscribed, would you do the channel a favor and join this community? We would really love to have you on board. So, in the meantime and in between time, stay safe, be blessed, and I'll catch you in the next one.